Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. It started like any other morning, or at least that's what I believed. I had finished my usual dawn run, cool air still clinging to my skin, and stopped by a cafe for a quick coffee before work. I had no idea that stepping through those doors would flip my entire life upside down. The place was calm, filled with soft chatter and the rhythmic hiss of the espresso machine. I ordered my usual, plain black coffee, and glanced around for an empty seat. And that's when I saw her. My wife, tucked into a corner booth, leaning in toward some man I had never seen before. For a second, everything inside me stalled. My mind refused to accept what my eyes were staring at. She laughed, softly, warmly, the kind of laugh she used to save only for me. For years I thought that sound belonged to us alone. I tried to convince myself I was reading too much into it. Maybe he was a coworker. Maybe he said something genuinely funny. But then her fingers brushed his arm, lingering in a way that was far too familiar, far too intimate. The look in her eyes told me everything. Admiration, interest, attraction. My chest tightened and a cold heaviness settled deep in my stomach. I stood there, motionless, my coffee forgotten, watching the woman I trusted flirt with someone else like it was the most natural thing in the world. Every smile, every lean of her body, every touch, it all cut into me like a blade turning deeper with each movement. This wasn't harmless. This wasn't accidental. This was deliberate. Questions exploded in my head. How long had this been happening? Why him? What signs did I miss? And worst of all, I felt exposed, like every stranger in that cafe could see exactly what was happening, and exactly how much it was tearing me apart. But I didn't confront her. Not there. Not then. I walked out, quietly, calmly, because I needed time, not to cool down but to think, to plan, to make sure that when the truth came out she would feel the weight of it. I sat in the car and drove home, lost in a loop of the scene I had just witnessed. Her smile, her touch, the way she looked at him. It played like evidence, sealing itself into my memory. By midday I knew exactly what I was going to do. I wouldn't explode. I wouldn't scramble for explanations. I wouldn't let her twist the story into something smaller than it was. I needed undeniable proof. I needed her mask to fall. So that evening I returned to the cafe, not as the startled husband from that morning, but as someone controlled, steady, and prepared. I walked in, ordered another black coffee, and pretended not to notice her. But she noticed me instantly. Her eyes widened just a fraction, a tiny flicker of panic breaking through. I gave her a small, calm smile, the kind that hides fire beneath it, and sat at a table close enough to watch her clearly. She changed immediately. Her tone softened. Her laughter disappeared. Every movement became careful, guarded. She knew. The man left first. I knelt to tie my shoelace, waiting. Then I stood and approached her. Her face drained of color. "We need to talk," I said. Quietly. Firmly. No shouting. No scene. Just truth dripping in each word. Back home I laid everything out plainly. What I saw. What she did. What it meant. She tried to explain, to backpedal, to apologize, but her words felt empty, too little, too late. Trust doesn't magically rebuild itself after a crack like that. Over the next few days the atmosphere at home shifted into something cold and heavy. I kept my distance. She finally began to understand just how deeply her actions had cut. And while she struggled, I acted. I rearranged our finances so she couldn't touch the savings. I told close friends and family the truth, not to shame her but to stop the deceit from spreading further. Each decision was intentional. Thought out. A direct consequence of what she chose to do. By the time she realized how thoroughly her actions had unraveled the life she had taken for granted, it was too late. No yelling. No anger-fueled revenge. Just the steady collapse of everything she thought she controlled. And she felt every second of it. Looking back, that morning in the cafe became the dividing line in my life. It forced me to face betrayal head-on and reclaim a dignity I didn't even know I'd been neglecting. She learned, far too late, that choices carry weight. And I learned that quiet resolve can be far louder than rage. I will never forget that morning. The sight of her leaning toward another man, the laugh that didn't belong to me anymore, changed everything. And I made sure the consequences stayed with her forever. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.